Happy birthday, Sherry. I hope you love your tank. I'm excited to hear about what fishies you might put in there. So I just wanted to show you kind of how to set this up. Forgive me because this tank is already set up, so I don't have one that I can just show you. And I know our video isn't exactly the best. We're trying to redo that. But as it stands, basically this comes in two parts. You've got your fish tank part and you've got the sump part here. Once you get the fish tank on top of the sump, you're going to connect it using kind of this whole tubing system here. This is what's going to be what draws the water in to the sump. And then this is also what's going to be what gets the water out of the sump back into your fish tank. And so that's going to be what that looks like. You'll have 3 tubes and a silencer. So the silencer is kind of a spiral doodad, and it's going to look kind of like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this tubing in here. I think it's the little rod that will connect to this kind of whole bungled up system here. Trying to get the focus set for you. So you're going to have this kind of 3 segue tubing system. The big tube in the middle there, this one's going to go to your pump, and that's going to go in the back right here. The smaller one is going to be what you'll use to ignore the leak. We're fixing this right now. This one is going to be what you do your water changes with. So you just get a 5-gallon bucket, twist this up, and you'll get water coming right into your bucket. No need to get anything to go into the tank and do any of that stuff. So this tube right here is going to go into the left side of your sump, and this is going to be your exit. The water is going to exit the fish tank through the overflow in the top there. It's going to come down this tube. It's going to meet into that big tube part where this should all be one piece. And then you'll kind of twist that onto there. And so once the water comes out of the tank, it'll go through that tube into here, cycle through your sump, go through your pump, which will go through this big tube here, and that will clamp onto the bigger inlet tube right there. And then it'll come up here. And this is kind of the last piece, but again, that's what that looks like. So there'll be a silencer. I think on this model it wraps around here or inside here, one or the other. It's either the big one or the little one. You'll just drop that in there after you've assembled this. Basically, this blue one just gets twisted into the bottom there. And then you'll drop these 2 in, and then you'll put the silencer in. And then you'll just put this kind of last piece on here, like so. And then you can kind of adjust this. And yeah, so basically what happens is the water level will get up to about here. It'll go down. It'll drain through those silencers to reduce the noise. It'll go into this bottom part here, so this blue tube twists into this blue adapter. They twist into each other. So you'll want to line those up. And then the water goes through here, down there, through this system, back up to the bigger diameter hose. Goes up the middle. It'll go through this tube right here, and then it'll shoot out these jets here. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of how it's supposed to work. And that gives you an idea of how to construct it. The biggest thing to remember is this blue tube is going to connect to that adapter in the bottom. You want to make sure that's tight. You might even want to do, what's it called? Like, not Loctite, but like a silicone glue or something. Although, if you plan to move it, it's a lot easier to move it with this separate from this, unless you got a lot of strong people who are willing to come by and get that all taken care of for you. But happy birthday, Sherry. I'm so glad you got the tank in one piece, and like I said, I hope to see some beautiful fish in your tank.